What's up, y'all? Welcome to another successful Sundays. I'm, of course, your host, Coach AJ, Dope Life Coach, the dopest life coach out there. And welcome. So today we're going to be talking about doing a friendship audit. I already have it set up right behind me. This is a difficult conversation that many of us avoid, but it's necessary when it comes towards our growth. So first things first, we're going to just get into a deep breathing exercise as always. And we're just going to do it with 3 deep breaths in through our nose and out, inside out through our mouth. All right. So first things first, take a deep breath in through your nose, side out. But this time, I want you to drop your shoulders, relax them. I want you to relax your jaw, relax your forehead. And I want you to think about all the good energy that you want to enter into your new week that we are entering in. All right. So inhale good energy. Now that you've done that, you're going to inhale the good energy, but you're going to exhale anything that felt heavy this week for you. We're going to exhale it out. We're not allowing it to enter in the new week we have coming up ahead. All right. So inhale your good energy. Anything heavy, exhale it out. That's what's up. And welcome. Before we really get into the episode real quick, or the session real quick, I just wanted to share you an affirmation that I pulled this morning, and I think it's very fitting for the conversation that we're going to be having on today's live. Because I love and accept myself as I am. I love and accept myself as I am. And I think that this affirmation is so important in what we're discussing, because we're talking about friendships, we're talking about connections. And as someone who's done audits before, and I did a big one, I would say like well over a decade ago, where I just had to like step back and take a step back and really look at my life of what I wanted, where I was going, what growth looked like for me in that chapter. I was in my 20s at the time, and ultimately I wanted to really take a look at who do I want to carry with me moving forward, and are they really gonna like are we able to move forward in our connections. And first of all, honest, I have a lot of great friends, a great circle from different aspects of my life, and I think that is also important to have. Like I remember when there was a song, No New Friends, and I really thought that was, I get it, in terms of loyalty, but I do also believe that it didn't make sense, because as I got older, I'm like, wouldn't you want to make new friends in different areas of your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard people have gym friends, you may have work acquaintances and stuff like that. I have probably like 2 really good work friends that I will still talk to even outside of work if one of us were to like leave the company or whatever the case was. I would say like I have friends from high school, junior kindergarten, like across the board. So it is important to be just kind of like aware of what your circle looks like, because your circle represents the growth that you're moving towards. And we have a tough time having the conversation with ourselves because of a couple of things. We feel as if that it's not right. And I want to also preface by saying the audit is not meant for you to just cut people out your life. That is not what it's meant for. It's more to get an idea of what it looks like, and maybe there's some changes, or maybe you need to step back in order for your growth to really happen. So it's a hard truth that we have to face. It's a hard thing that some of us have to do. But if you're growing mentally, physically, you're trying to expand your mindset, your circle is important, because it either will push you forward into that, or it will try to hold you back and keep you stuck in those situations that you're trying to move away from. So That's the whole point of today's live. So let's waste no more time and me gabbering away. Let's just get right into it. So if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. I'm on the road to 20K by the end of this year. I will get it. Okay, put that there. 20K. Hey, I'm on the way. I'm sure by the grace of God and all the work I'm gonna do, and by just putting me in alignment with those, just like yourself who's watching, I'm gonna get there. So, why do we avoid having this conversation? It's quite easy because guilt is a big one. Guilt is a massive one. We avoid having the conversations with ourselves because we feel guilty about talking about our circle in that way. How dare I talk about my circle in such a form, right? Because it's linked to loyalty. Oh my, I didn't even know that was playing in the background. There we go. It's linked to loyalty. And the loyalty aspect is where we feel as if someone has been there for us, that means we should automatically just stick by them based upon the fact that they've been there. But if you're trying to move you forward based off of loyalty, if they love you, they'll understand that you want to move forward. They will welcome it, they'll get it. And either there's two things that happen: they'll stay where they are, or they'll move forward with you because they see what you're doing and they're like, you know what, you're right. Maybe it's time for us to take a step forward in our lives. And years of knowing, no, knowing them. If you've known them for over 10, 15 plus years, your first thought is, well, no, like I've known them for so many years. And this is also not just friendships. This connects with relationships, right? We put in 30 years, but if there's a 30 years, let's say, like, equate to maybe how they're treating you or how the friendship is showing up or the connection is showing up now, not quite, right? Now, also with the avoidance of this can happen, and to the point, like this can get to the point where you get so frustrated. The missing component to this is, I'm gonna write it here: conversation. Now, that is the missing component. But let's say you've already had the conversation and you've done it and you've done it and you've done it. What it could cost you, because it could also hurt your growth, is your energy. It could cost you your growth. It could cost you your values that you're building. It also could be one-sided efforts where you're putting in the effort and then you're not feeling it's being reciprocated back. Maybe you felt like that before. But again, while you're doing the audit, it's like not to just cut people off. That is not the intention of it. The intention of it is to get an idea of how you're feeling, getting an idea of maybe I need to adjust. Maybe I need to step back in this season to just take care of me a little bit, right? But again, the conversation piece sometimes I feel is missing. But if you've done the conversation piece over and over again, then do with that information as you will. All right. So before we even get into the audit, let's talk about how it could energize your growth and how it could hurt your growth. So like a reciprocated friendship, they celebrate you. I have my friends I know for a fact, and I love them for it. They'll just like my stuff, and they tell me, "Yeah, I move on," but I know it's you, so I want to show support. And to me, that they talk about me in rooms that I didn't even know they spoke about me in rooms. That says a lot, right? So they celebrate you, they challenge you, and well, they'll say, "Hey, you know what? I challenge you to try to figure this out." I love a good challenge because I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out. But they want to see you grow. That's the whole point of it. They call you out. We're not gonna be around no yes people. A good friend will call you out when you're not seeing. If you're not seeing something because you're just seeing red, or you're in your bubble, a good friend will call you out like, yo, that's not, no, we're not doing that. Let me just reel you back in. That's a good friend. And it will sting and you'll be aggravated maybe, but you'll realize that that's just, they're doing that out of sense of love and they're trying to also energize your growth. Another one is your values and your vision is aligned. The conversations that you have are not just about gossip and stuff like that. It's about growth. It's about healing. It's about, breaking generational traumas. It's about working through the stuff that is uncomfortable. It's about sometimes having that person cry on your shoulder and you could do the same for them, right? That your values are aligned with them. If your values are not aligned, it's going to be a little bit of a tough conversation. I'm not trying to say that you have to have everything in agreement because that may not work, that may not happen, but there may be some type of alignment there. Now, moving on to the next one. How can it hurt your growth? We tend to avoid this one a lot because of loyalty and years that you've known them and guilt. Kind of going back to guilt, maybe they've done something for you and you feel you owe them, and you owe them in how many years you've known them in loyalty. So you sit through the hurt of your growth. That's a tough one. So let's talk about draining. They drain you. They keep you stuck. You're trying to grow, and they're trying to say, "No, no, no, stay, stay here, stay with me." They're a repeat offender. You've talked to them before, you've had the conversations before, but it just continuously happens. Nothing is changing. And at that point, they're just ignoring your boundary completely, and it just keeps happening. It's one sided, as in you're putting all the effort, and they put in next to nothing. It's toxic and manipulative. So let's say you try to have the conversation with them, and then now all of a sudden they are trying to manipulate you out of having that conversation. But like, hey, you don't remember what I did for you? Inserts the guilt. We've known each other for so many years. How many years? Loyalty. This is what keeps us stuck from sometimes doing this very audit. And not just with the friendships, I would have to say just across the board. Doing an audit of your life is a key, I would say like it's a key component for you to move forward in, but it takes a lot of honesty with yourself, like what is really working and what is not working, and not just superficial stuff, like really getting down underneath. Yo, this is bugging the hell out of me, and it's been bugging the hell out of me for years, but I keep sticking with it because of the fact that I've known them, they helped me out many years ago, maybe they saved you from something, and then I got to stay loyal with them, avoiding the whole conversation with them based off of that. But you're still sitting here and you're allowing your growth to get hit time and time again, versus actually having an energized friendship that celebrates you, challenges you, calls you out on your bull, and you could be yourself with them. You don't have to put a mask on every time you're around them, and your values and your vision align. So now we have an idea of what you would require. Let's get into how you could do the audit yourself. Okay. So the audit yourself, the questions you got to ask yourself is this: do you feel energized or drained after or during being around them? Do you feel like as when you're around them, you feel like, okay, yeah, like you feel like you could be yourself, you can feel like you could be chill, no mask is being put on, or do you need to decompress and take deep breaths while you're around, after or during the time that you're with them? Something to ask, right? Because this, we talk about nervous system up and down. This right here is important for your nervous system. Who you're around can either activate it or keep you chill. Do you celebrate or do sorry, do they celebrate your wins? Or do they say, yo, not a big deal, like whatever, man, it's not that big of a deal? That's huge. You know how many times that people probably get that, it's not that big of a deal. But from that one person, because maybe of something you've done years ago with guilt, they just wanted to hear them say, oh, that's a great job. Hearing that what you're doing is great or congratulations, it's words, but it's the power behind the words. When you hear them, you're like, sometimes you even forget. Ultimately, I forget when I'm doing things. So when I get praises, even though I give a ton of praises to a lot of people in my life, it's part of my job as a coach. I forget. I forget. Um, so yeah, do they celebrate or dim your wins? Not that big of a deal. Three, can you be yourself around them? We talked about the mask. Can you be vulnerable? Because look, life is gonna life, and you're gonna need these people to be around you. You're gonna need these people to anchor you when life is kicking your ass. The question you gotta ask yourself: can I be myself around them? Can I be vulnerable? Or do I have to hide pieces in order to feel safe around them? Can you feel safe around them? Do you feel seen, heard, and protected around them? That is a big one. Do you feel like you can go to them when life is kind of like hitting you hard? Or do you feel like I can't really tell them too much because it's a competition, or it turns into all about them, or they don't even check in with me to see how I'm feeling? Okay. Four, who calls? Who initiates the meetups? Who makes the phone calls? And do they show up when you need support? Which kind of goes into three as well. But who initiates everything? You don't gotta call everybody every day. No one's saying you gotta call your friends on like on a daily basis. No, some friendships function that way, and some friendships you just need to hear them like once every 2 weeks, and that's cool. But it nothing's missed. No beat is missed in that. I have a few friendships like that, and it is what it is, and we're cool like that. But who initiates it? We have a saying. It's like, if I'm thinking about somebody, you better call them. If you're like, yo, I should call such and such, call them, because that could be your like just an intuitive connection of saying, I need you right now. I just need to like hear from you, or maybe I just need to have a conversation with you. It may not even tell you what's going on, but just you could be that person to shift their mindset in that very moment. Call them. I always, or even to send them a message. It don't cost you anything to do so. Come on now. Do they support your growth or keep you stuck? If you are growing and it's evident and it's showing, and you say like, okay, I'm gonna start going to the gym, blah blah blah, and they're like, yeah, don't worry about that stuff, man, just come, let's do this. But instead of saying, okay, cool, well, after you've done that, you want to hang out or whatever, maybe I can come and join the gym with you, maybe I can start working out with you. Conversations like that. So these are the questions, and these are, I know they're honest questions, and they're tough questions to ask yourself, but at the end of the day, if you want growth, growth is uncomfortable. Growth equals honesty. You have to be honest with yourself in order to grow. And you have to be honest with yourself in all aspects of your life in order to grow. No one said growth was going to be some simplistic thing. I tell people that is not the case. Growth is tricky. It's not linear. It's up and down, zigzag, wavy, whatever. But in order for you to have true growth in your life, you really got to be honest with yourself. You have, and doing activities like an audit of your circle is important. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you, but I got to get my eraser super quick. Now, when you think about friendships, because I feel like people also use the word loosely, and I saw this years ago, and it ain't like there's no lie to it. You could put your connections in tiers. I'm gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna do my best. Okay. So in this tiers, you have three tiers, right? These are your day ones. These are the people, your ace boom cool, the people that you always go to. These are the people who are always gonna take care of you. You could call them, they show up. Top tier. Notice the size of it. Hold on. These are, you'd say like, yeah, these are your friends. People that you can talk to, and like they're your peoples. You can still share some stuff, but not quite like your day ones. Your day ones, they're like brothers and sisters. Like they will like almost complete your sentences in a way. This one here is important. I'm gonna talk about this one. Notice how it's big, but not that big. Acquaintances go here. These are like your co-workers that you're cool with, and maybe you'll go have a meal with them every now and then. You could have your acquaintances, but and they may get into friends, but not everyone needs to have this title. Okay? Your day ones, this is like the secret society. Not everyone's gonna get to that point, and versus like vice versa for you, right? You may not get into everyone's day ones. My point is, don't use this word so loosely. Some people are just acquaintances. Not everyone's your friends. Not everyone's your day ones. Okay? Some people are just your acquaintances. And guess what? That's okay. And as you grow, you're going to realize, oh, yeah, I'm going to definitely have to put you in acquaintance. Oh, no, you're definitely my friend. Or you already know who your day ones are, like right off rip. You'll have a good indication of who your day ones are. Some people, you need to start putting some people in acquaintances. Don't be giving this title friends so damn loosely. Yeah, that's done. All right. Well, that's all I got for you today. Again, if you're new here, I'm gonna write it. Hit subscribe. Hit subscribe because I'm trying to get to 20K, and I will. I will get to my 20K with your help, and with God's help for sure. So I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed today's live. Again, the audit is not there for you to just cut people completely out. It's there to bring awareness to who you're allowing in. And for where you're moving forward, it's a key component in terms of like your circle represents you. Okay. And also remember, you're allowed to have multiple circles. I will see you next week. I hope y'all have a very dope Sunday and first start of your week. And y'all know what to do. Walk with peace, walk with love.